If you're an animal lover, this one is for you. We found a small conservation center just north of Los Angeles that's helping animals in need, and it was an unexpected treat to get to interact with them.
It's called the Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center, and it's in Sylmar, California. Stick around to find out what tour we did, how much it cost, and what animals we got to meet.
I'm
Adam.
We're the couple behind In the Great Wide, and our good friend Sasha invited us to take a private tour to meet some animals for her birthday at what we thought was a private zoo. What sets the Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center apart from being a private zoo is that it is a conservation center. It's designed to help animals that wouldn't otherwise survive in the wild.
We'd read some bad reviews of the center, calling it a glorified private zoo, so we were very hesitant at first.
Yeah, but we read into the company on their website and realized that this is a conservation center and not a zoo, because there is a difference.
Their mission statement, as quoted from their website, Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center is dedicated to providing sanctuary for non-releasable wildlife and promoting conservation and appreciation of wildlife by engaging the public in educational experiences.
And after the tour that we took, we can say with 100% certainty that those negative reviews could not be more wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that the bad reviews were because the people hadn't actually gone to the center, or they had and they just went with general admission instead of the private tour, so they didn't get an understanding of the work that they are actually doing there.
This is why we highly recommend doing the guided tour instead of the general admission. Personally, I don't know how they could have gone and not known this, but you never know. People are weird that way. But the guided tour, definitely, they highlight how much they're helping these animals.
Yeah, our guide was very clear that the animals that they take care of would not be able to survive in the wild.
Yeah.
So they provide lifelong care to more than 100 displaced, rescued, or zoo-born wild animals from over 50 different species.
Some of these animals are severely injured to the point where they just wouldn't be able to survive on their own, like a bird, I believe
it was a hawk,
that had only one wing.
It was hit by a car and one of its wings had to be amputated.
It literally couldn't survive in the wild.
Yeah.
Some were confiscated from people who kept them as illegal pets, like Fluffy the alligator.
Mm-hmm. And because they had been kept as an illegal pet and they had been cared for, they don't know how to take care of themselves. They don't know how to hunt, so they would just starve to death in the wild.
Yeah, it was, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. They also participate in official species survival plans, which help breed endangered species with other accredited facilities to bring species back from the brink of extinction with a diverse genetic pool.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. They recently had a baby sloth born there. Super cute. And they are a nonprofit. They've given more than 22,000 presentations to hundreds of thousands of people since the center was founded in 1998.
They have outreach programs where they frequently work with schools, which made us think that this tour was meant for kids, but we had a group of 7 adults and everybody loved it.
Yeah. We ended up having such a good time. I was so hesitant. I was like, I think this is going to be super cheesy and it's going to be for kids, but we had such a great time.
It was so much fun. It was absolutely amazing.
And they're located in Sylmar, California, which is only about 20 minutes north from where we live in Los Angeles. So it's really not that far away. And we carpooled with our friends to go because they have a pretty small parking lot. There is some street parking available as well. But the closest bus stop is just under a mile away, so you theoretically could walk as well.
Yeah, take the bus up, walk. It'd be like a 20-minute walk. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. General admission is $15. They're open from Monday through Friday only for general admission. Mm-hmm. You can't hit there on the weekends.
Yeah. And advanced reservations are encouraged, even for general admission, just so they know when you're coming, because they do have a limited staff. It's a nonprofit. It's not like you're going to a major zoo or something like that. And they're only open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
That only gives you access to the property to wander around on your own like you would a zoo. You can wander around. I'm sure that there's people around you could ask questions of, but still highly recommend the guided tour.
Yeah, it is located in a former olive orchard, so it's like a nice enough property if you just want to walk around. It is pretty small though. Again, it's not like a big zoo or anything.
No,
It's a pretty small property, and they have a lot like packed in there. So you could just walk around if you wanted to, but yeah, the guided tour is where it's at.
For more info about what animals you'll get to see with the general admission, head to the first link in the description for the full blog article.
Yeah, and like we were saying, if you want to visit on the weekends, you have to book a private tour, and you have to book it in advance. You can't just like show up and be like, hey, I want a tour. You have to book it in advance, and that's the only way to go if you have to go on the weekend, private tour.
We took the adventure tour, which was absolutely amazing and 100% worth the money. It's $330 for up to 5 people, or $66 a person. And you may add up to 2 more people for $52 each, which makes it $62 a person.
Yeah, so if you're actually splitting it with a group of friends like what we did, it's definitely affordable, and so much of a better experience than I think general admission would be.
You get to do so many great things.
Yeah.
It's so fantastic. You get your own personal guide. They'll take you around the entire place for 90 minutes. She was amazing. Totally made the tour. She was incredible. They'll tell you stories behind how many of the animals came to be at the center. Plus, you even get to feed or touch some of them.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And you still get general admission in addition to the guided tour. So if you wanted to hang out longer, you can. But we didn't really feel like we needed to because we got to spend time with several of the animals, and it was so cool.
We definitely covered all the animals while we were there, and it was cool. I mean, it was nice. Like we definitely could have hung out longer, but we didn't really feel a need for it with the tour we got.
Yeah. So during our tour, we got to meet a sloth. Petting the sloth was kind of weird.
They feel so strange.
It's like a very wiry fur.
Yeah, it's like a weird matted wiry fur. It's very odd, and they smell kind of funny. So it's, but they were in an enclosure. There was 3 of them technically, because they moved so slow that one of them got pregnant, and the caretakers weren't even aware until the sloth was born. Yeah,
which is insane.
Yeah, but it was great though. I mean, because they're amazing. They seem like such gentle animals, and they didn't care that we were petting them.
Yeah, he was just hanging out. We also got to touch a legless lizard. This species has actually evolved without legs, so they look like snakes, but they are technically lizards. When we have been telling people we got to meet a legless lizard, people are like, oh, the lizard lost its legs.
You mean a snake?
But yeah.
Yeah. No.
But this lizard did not lose its legs. It was just evolved that way. That's what the species is.
You can tell they're a lizard and not a snake because they have eyelids, which snakes do not. And most of their body is actually tail, unlike a snake, which is mostly body and very little tail.
Yeah, and our guide said that this legless lizard can actually detach their tail as a last resort if their life is in danger, but it does not grow back, so it's a one-and-done situation.
Yeah, there are lizards that can drop off their tails and it will grow back, but it apparently is a lot more common for it not. To grow back.
But that was super cool.
It was really rad.
She took this snake-like creature out of its habitat. And was holding it out for us, and we got to touch it and everything, and it was really cool.
It was really cool. We also got to feed some porcupines, which was absolutely amazing because porcupines seem really scary.
Yeah.
But they're not. They were really gentle. Except for that one guy who was sequestered away from all the others and kept gnawing on the bars with iron red teeth. It was super intense.
He he did look pretty brutal, but the rest of them were so sweet.
Yeah.
How the guide picked them up was so adorable. She just grabbed a hold of their 2 front paws or hands, whatever, and just lifted them up and carried them over to us. It was so adorable. And this was one of the coolest things we got to do during the tour. I enjoyed it so much.
They were so happy to be fed. They did say that they still get pricked and stuff once in a while from the porcupines, usually by accident. But they're so sweet, and it was so nice. Being able to get really up close to them and them just being like, yeah, it's fine. Like, it was really cool.
They were so cute. And we also got to meet and touch a tortoise.
Yes.
We got to meet a giant tortoise and some of the little babies, some of the little younger ones. The one that was brought out to meet us was very fast on the ground. And he kept running over to me.
It was really weird. She would put him down. She would grab him and put him down somewhere. And he'd just rush back over to Phoebe.
And then the guide would come back and pick him up and take him back where they started. And he just did it again. It was adorable.
It was really cute. We did learn, something we didn't know, is that when you touch a tortoise shell, it's like touching your own skin. They can totally feel it. That shell is part of their body, and they have receptors in there that they feel you touching them.
Yeah. So we got to pet the tortoise on its shell.
Really cool.
It was very cool. And we got to see this one giant tortoise. Like, it was big. And he struggled so hard to get across his habitat to get to his food. And then when he made it over there, he just like flopped down onto his belly and was just like eating out of the side of his mouth with his head laying in his food. It was hysterical.
I recreated it on Christmas Day. It was fun. Just laid down and nom. Yeah. Our guide said that tortoise weighed around like 300 pounds. Like, he was so big, and I get why he was so tired after hauling himself around, just laying in hay and eating his straw. It was really cute.
It was pretty cool.
We got to watch the guide feed a very talkative fox. I believe it was the melanistic fox, the melanistic red fox. He was very chatty.
If you've never heard foxes make noises, it will surprise you.
It's very weird.
It's a really strange noise.
You can't be done already.
So in addition to all of these things, which are included with the adventure tour, you get a choice of an additional activity. You can choose from feeding a lemur, meeting a hedgehog, meeting an armadillo, or go behind the scenes with a fox or serval. And technically, we did kind of go back to where I think they do that encounter. Mm-hmm. She totally was like, the guide was just like, let's go, and went back there. It was either a serval or a lynx.
I think it was a lynx, because the serval we did see, but we didn't go like behind the scenes.
No, you're right.
For
you're
it.
right. Yeah.
The one that we were behind the scenes that we got to see was the lynx. We weren't back there for very long because he was very sleepy.
Yeah.
But we just kind of went back and like spotted him. We were like, hey, you're cute. And then we left.
But it was nice because it was not included in the tour, and she was just kind of like, yeah, let's do it. You know, we can get back there. It's fine. And got some great pictures and some great videos. So it was really nice. But of those, what we chose was
feeding the lemurs.
Yeah, because they are cutie pies. They're just such weird little cute animals.
And as soon as you walk by, they like run over to you. They climb on the cages. Even when like it's not time to feed them yet, they just see you and they like run over and they'll climb on the fence or whatever and look at you with their huge eyes. It was adorable.
They'll put a piece of fruit on a stick because if you get too close, they could potentially bite you. And you don't want to lose any fingers because they're very strong considering they're tiny little animals.
Yeah.
But the fruit on the stick was great. They'll just pull it off and then eat it.
Mine actually grabbed the stick and then like pulled the fruit in. It was so cute because you're really so close to these guys.
Yeah. You can also pay to do an experience with one of the animals once you get there, but availability depends on the other private tours that are happening that day. They do occasionally have animals not available for one reason or another, so if you're really attached to seeing one specific animal, call them to make sure that they'll be available either that day or the day you book it, call them to make sure, that they'll be there.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that would be really disappointing if you were like, I can't wait to meet a sloth, and then the sloths are like doing something else that day and you don't get to meet them. It would be disappointing. So just make sure that you like call them and you're like, hey, I'm really excited to meet the sloth or whatever. So that you can make sure that is going to happen for you.
They're super nice people, and they are more than willing to work with you because they want you to learn, just as much as you want to. So they definitely want to make sure that you're happy when it comes to the animals that you really want to see.
Yeah, we learned a ton of things about the animals, and our guide was obviously super passionate about what she does. So we highly recommend the adventure tour if you're visiting LA and want a close-up experience with some amazing animals.
Yeah, it's crazy that we've lived here for so long, and I had no idea this place existed.
I'd never heard of it before.
It's amazing, and it's just up the street. I mean, essentially just up the street. Like,
yeah, it's not far from us at all. So I'm so glad that our friend invited us because she was the one that found it, I think on Instagram. And we all got to go, and it was a really great time. It was a great birthday activity.
It was. It really was.
And the great thing about this place is that it is a nonprofit, so you know that all of the money that you're spending there is going directly towards caring for these animals.
Now, we know that zoos are kind of controversial because it's sad to think about wild animals being locked up, but that is not what this place is.
Yeah, without this conservation center, these animals would not survive. And at least in this life that they are able to live, they are helping educate people about their species, which will hopefully lead to more conservation efforts in the future.
If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel as we put out new videos twice a week, telling you about things to do in our home city here in Los Angeles, as well as other places all over the world.
And as always, you can find more information about the Wildlife Learning Center over on our website. Just click the first link in the description.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the great wide somewhere.